So the testing will be defined as to check anything if it is properly working or not. If it is in something technical terms, if you wanted to use it, okay, verification and validation of anything is called testing. Now, what you're going to test, I'm going to test the software. I wanted to test the software. So then this is called as software testing. Verifying and validating any software is called a testing. Or checking any particular application without having any issues according to the requirements, then it is called testing. You can define your own words, but understand the concept. So that is where it is called as software testing, because we are testing softwares. That's the reason it is called software testing. And testing is nothing but I'll be verifying and validating a particular software, then it is called software testing. So you can define your terminologies, you can define your words, try to understand the concept. And language, it's up to you how you want to express. So now this is the content which we have it for our training. So now if you see here, we will be having what we are going to read from Java, Selenium, and Agile, and all other things also will be discussed out here. But when it comes to this particular training part, so first we will be talking about what is software testing, and then what is this verification and validation, and why testing is really necessary, product versus project, because you need to understand what is service-based companies, product-based companies, and what are the basic terminologies we do have it, and how the quality is defined. Now, in software companies, what are the different roles? There's probably, I have a huge audience here. Some people may be completely from this crash. They don't even know how the system works. They don't even understand because they were very new, pretty new to the system. So they come from a different job, different professions. So that's the reason we will be starting it from the very scratch, this training session, as we discussed yesterday. So now here, we will be knowing about each team, so team members, so who would be there usually in the IT industry, what are the roles and responsibilities were there. So those all things will be discussed in the point number 6. So different roles in the software industry, and then basic process. So how the end-to-end process will be happen over here will be discussed. As I told you, the 5th pointer, how the quality of a product would be defined. So if you're saying that if this particular product is quality, so then how we are going to define the quality. So that is what the 5th pointer which we'll be discussing. And the 4th pointer is, as I told you, the service-based companies or product-based companies, how these service-based and product-based companies are different, or what is exactly a product or project. So those all things will be discussing as a part of 4th pointer. And scroll down, Pina. Now, next we will be going to the different type of applications. Different type of applications means what are the different type of applications available now? Means web applications, mobile apps, or desktop applications. What are the different categories of applications and how we wanted to know about it? So that is what the different type of applications will be discussing. The next one, the most important thing. So from here, the 8th topic. So we will be starting our main sessions. This will talk about Sdlc. What do you mean by Sdlcs, and what are the different phases of the Sdlcs we will be having? Software development lifecycle. What do you mean by software development lifecycle, and what are the different phases we will be having? And what are the different Sdlc models we have it, and what is the current Sdlc models in the market which we'll be trying to use it, like waterfall, prototype, spiral, RAD, incremental, and V model, iterative model, and now we'll go for the Scrum frameworks, BDD, and TDD. So to the different things we'll be discussing as part of this Sdlc. Then we'll go for development lifecycle. Now we will talk about testing lifecycle. So how the testing will be conducted on the software and how it will be released into the market. So that would be tested into the Sdlc. And the next one is testing methodologies. Okay, what are the methods to test the application? So those methodologies will be discussed. We do have black box, white box methodologies. And what are the different type of testings we have it? Now we have been discussed the methodologies. So what are the different methods we are going to test it? Now we are going to discuss here different type of testings. Hey, how many ways I can test an application? So those all things will be seen. There are lots and lots of categories used from build verification testing, regression testing, testing, alpha, beta, static, dynamic, installation. Like this, we have any number of testings out there. But what are the most important testings that we have been listed in the G18 cell, and then we are looking at it. Okay, so after talking about the different type of testings, scroll down. So then we will talk about the levels of testing. So now what are the different type of levels we have? So that particular levels we will be talking about it, and the testing pyramid we will be talking about it. So you don't worry, I was just giving you the run through on the content, but we will take each and every topic and then we will discuss into the details of that. Okay, so the levels is nothing but which level I need to go and test this one. So which level I need to test this particular applications, or what is my testing pyramid which I have it. So how the pyramids will be constructed. So means which one we need to test first, which one we need to test next. So those particular things will be talking into the testing pyramid, and the levels of testing will talk about, hey, in this level I'll be testing this, in this level I'll be testing this. So that particular levels means where to test will be talked into the levels. Now we'll talk from the testing approaches. Hey, top to bottom approach, bottom to top, hybrid or big bang. Means I'll be testing these particular applications from a different ways or different approaches. So that particular different approaches would be taken care on this particular testing approaches too. And next one, what are the different techniques I'll be having it? So now if you have techniques, means what are the different ways or the different techniques which I can use for? So am I using the equivalent partition, or which is called ECP, equivalent partition, or BBA, bounded value analysis, or cause effect graphing, or error guessing? So these are the testing techniques which I can use to test some applications. So that is where that particular topic will talk about. Next one, differences between error, bug, defect, and failures. We are using these particular terminologies very frequently into the industry, but what is the differences between them all? So we will have the contrasting differences and the discussion on this. The next one is BLC, bug life cycle. So when we have this particular bug life cycle, means if at all I have a bug, then how that particular bug life would be. See, now we have the human life cycle. The human life cycle we have it, right? So now we born, means as a child, the baby, and then middle age, sorry, the teenage, and then middle age, and then old age, then gone, right? The same way, how the bug will have the different phases when the bug is born, and then when the bug is identified, and then how the bug is fixed, and how the bug is registered, and how the bug is closed. So this would be the life cycle of the bug. We'll talk about it. And we'll be having some severities and priorities. Means, hey, which one first I need to fix it? Which one I need to test it? Priority. So we'll be, when you go for an airports, we'll be having a priority queue, right? So means that would be having the first priority to go inside and then do that, right? The same way, we'll be having which bugs are first important and which bugs have the highest severity, which bugs I need to fix them as quickly as possible. So those things we'll be discussing as a severity and the priority. And how to log that particular bug. So will be means if at all I identified a particular bug, and how do I need to log that bug, and what is the bug management tools we do have it in the market. So those all things we'll be discussing as part of line number 19, the topic number 19. And the next one is the test case. So what is this particular test cases, and then what are the test scenarios, and what are the difference between the test case and test scenarios, and how the test case can be engaged. Okay, first of all, what is a test case? You don't need to worry about it. So these are the basic things, the basic documentation which you will prepare it when you're testing an application. Example, now I open a browser, navigated to the URL, enter the username and password, click the login button. So now then you will be writing the same steps. Opening a browser, I opened a Chrome browser, I navigated to the URL, I entered the username as Chris, and entered the password as password 007. So now this is what the same document, whatever the steps you're performing, you do the documentation. Why we require these test cases, why we require this particular documentation. So that is what the test cases, and we'll discuss that particular topics over there. And 2021 would be related to the same thing. So related to the test cases and what are the different type of test cases. Now someone given me the definition that, hey, I'll take care of the positive scenarios and the negative scenarios. All those things will be covered as part of this particular test cases. And if you get a particular requirement, so now how we will be preparing the test plan, so would be discussed on the 22. And 23 and 24 and 25, these four topics are related to the test plan. What do you mean by test plan? Example, now you're going for a vacation. Hey, I go for Goa, or I go, okay, I'm going for Goa. Now, what is my vacation plan? Hey, I need to book my tickets. I need to book my cab, hotels. And in Goa, I need to go for North Goa, South Goa, Central Goa, and I need to go for this place. And these are the beaches which I need to visit. You will plan something before you go, right? The same way, the complete plan, I mean, before you testing that particular application, you will be planning that. Hey, what are the things I need to go into test this one? What is my scope of testing? What is my assumptions? What is my constraints? And when I need to stop my testing, when I need to resume my testing, all those things will be part of the test plan. And the next important thing, so once after this particular test plan creation, so then we will talk about the LOE, the efforts, the level of efforts. LOE is nothing but level of efforts, or this can be called as estimations also. You will be saying it, right? Hey, if I wanted to travel from Mumbai to Goa, so how much time it will take? Tentatively 2 hours or 3 hours in a flight. I'm just saying in the flight, I'll be taking it for 2 hours, 1 hour. Or if you are doing a road journey from Chennai to Hyderabad, so how much distance it will take? So probably it is 1,100 kilometers are there. So that's the reason probably it takes 2 hours of journey for me to reach to there. See, that is the estimated time which you wanted to give. Now, the same way, if you're going to test a particular application, so how much time it will take for testing that application? So that is what we'll be discussing as part of LOE. And the environments. What are the different type of environments we have it? Now, example, I have a QA environment, development environment. I do have multiple environments where I can go and test this particular application, right? So that particular application information will be getting it in LOEs. Sorry, in the environments. Means if a developer developed the code, so that's a development environment. If a QA tested that particular application, then that is called testing environment or QA environment. So now how these environments are there? What are the basic environments we'll have? Like a pre-prod, production, so QA, staging, beta. So these all things would be discussed as part of this. And then most importantly, the 29th pointer, we'll be discussing about different terminologies of testing. So once we have known the different terminologies of testing, we will be trying to use those terminologies because you should be very comfortable in using those particular words. See, when we take the interviews, within 5 minutes, we can gauge the people whether he is a real candidate or a fake candidate. Because the way you present yourself with the terminologies, that definitely matters a lot. So the testing terminologies and testing things are really very important, and if you don't know, easily that can be caught. And then we will be doing a preparation of sign-off. Sign-off means I planned my testing, I estimated my testing, now I'm closing my testing. This is a closing ceremony, right? So for any particular party or a particular meeting, we will have vote of thanks, means we are going to close this, right? So the same way, when you're going to close this testing, so now we'll be having a multiple things with you. So hey, how many bugs I identified and how many things I have been taken care and how many I have been fixed, how many bugs are open. So these all informations will be there, right? So those are the things we should be mentioning into the sign-off document, and then we'll post it. And here we talk about the automation and then manual testing. What do you mean by automation? What is the difference between the automation testing and the manual testing? So here is what the lead for the next run, which is automation. And then here, then we'll go for Java and Selenium. I'll not touch Java, Selenium now, but this is what the content which we are going to cover for our the training for the manual testing, as we discussed. So first we will be starting with the manual testing, then we go with the Java, then we'll go with the TestNG, Maven, and last Selenium, and then we will stop this course over here. Now these are the 4 topics which we will be going to take it up, and probably for the manual testing, we will try to complete, means whatever the content which we have to discuss, all this content we will try to see within 2 weeks of time. And if it is not, probably third week also we will try to take it up and then we'll complete. As I told you, here we are not to complete the content, or here we are not to close the, hello? You guys are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are not trying to complete the course. So our major intention would be the people should understand the content clearly and then they should proceed further. Okay. So this is the content which we are going to start. So now I think we have been started with what is software testing today. So that we were talking about it, right? And here and there, I'll change up and down, but we will cover each and every pointer in this particular basic manual testing concepts. Okay, so this would be a basic intro. Now we discussed what is testing and the definition of a testing and why it is really important and how, what is the history of means how the testing comes into the picture. So these are the topics which we have been discussed for today. Any questions here? Just an introduction, so I know that there will be not a lot of questions on the things because we are not yet started anything. But about our the course content and about the pointers which we discussed today. So any questions on this one? No questions.
Clear.
Okay, let's take another one small topic for today because we do have another 15 minutes. I don't want it to close at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
We will stop that. Let's talk about what is a product and project. What do you mean by a product, or what do you mean by a project? Give it a try.
Product is the taken anywhere, sir. Product. Project means some persons only they will give. Like Windows. Is there no Excel's Word document? It is all product. Project means particular person they work that only. That is project.
Okay.
So may I?
Yes, please.
Product is an output. Project is nothing but you work for a particular company. Say for SBI Bank, if they want to develop a mobile banking application, then a company or IT sector, IT service company would work for them and they create an application for them and they deliver it after testing it out. Product nothing but it is according to the market requirement, based on the information collected from the market, they develop some products like WhatsApp or maybe accounting softwares or Excel, Word document. These are all based on the user needs, collective user need, they develop and they can sell it to the market. So various people, I mean different people can buy it and use it, whereas the project is specific to only a particular company.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good one. Anyone else wanted to try out? See, it is almost all Jimsy has been covered this particular pointers. So, but however, I'll try to give a little more information. Example, what is a project and the product? Now, when it comes to the, you went for a supermarket. Okay, I just talk very general terms, so so that it would be very easy for you to remember for a long time. So probably that's the reason I'll take these particular examples very frequently. Now, for an example, you went for a supermarket. There, you will be seeing all your, you can see a lot of soaps and a lot of home utilities and then food and the snacks and all these things are there. Will you call them as a product or a project?
Product.
So now,
Product.
now everything which you see it in the supermarket, now you're calling them as a product. How these particular products are created? Now, soaps. We have many soaps. Okay, you can take a toothpaste. Now, for this particular toothpaste, some people will advertise, hey, some charcoal. Some people will advertise it's salt. Some people will say that herbal, and some people will say that spicy. And we have lot of things will be there, right? According to the market needs, they prepare certain things according to what the market is expecting, the demand from the market. They create that particular product and they will sell it into this. This is not to a specific person requirement. This is a group of community, a group of people. They will think the requirement of them and then they will create the products. Example now, as our friend given, so now we do have the products like Office, MS Office. Now we do have Excel, openings of PPT or the Word. So all these things are called products, because this is why it is called as a software products, because it's a software. That's the reason it is called software products. Now, if it is a supermarket, then it is a supermarket products, or if it is a food, then if it is a wellness being, so these are wellness being products. Same way, now you need to understand that from the software, if I wanted to have the product, so they will be understanding the market requirements. According to the market requirements, they will create these particular products and then they will sell it into this. Now, example, now the same operating system. Now, previously we do have 8.1, 8, and 10. Now we are getting 11, Windows 11. So these are called as products. If some company is creating these particular products, then this is called as product-based company. Very simple, right? So if a company was creating these particular products and selling into the market, then these are the things which would be called as a product-based company. Now coming to the project-based company, or project-based companies are called as service-based companies. Now what is this particular service-based companies? Now what these guys will do is, these guys will reach to a specific client, or client will be reaching to these particular companies. And this particular client will come and say that, boss, I need a mobile app. Example, I wanted to do it with the Swiggy mobile app. And for this one, I need to have a desktop also. And I need to have a mobile app, desktop app. And then I just wanted to have this functionality, this feature. And they need to have the search of the hotels. They can search for an item. They can place an order. And order should be tracked back. Now, this all functionalities would be explained to this particular client. So once these particular things are explained to the client, then the client will be taken up this one and then he will proceed further. He takes this particular requirements, and according to the requirements of them, he will develop these particular applications and he will deliver to them. So now what he is trying to do for this particular client, this company is giving the complete services for it. So that is the reason this is called as service-based companies. So now if you see in the market, we do have a lot of companies. You can take Infosys, TCS, Wipro. All these companies are service-based companies. And here you can see that the product-based companies, you can take the Microsoft Office, Google. So these are all the Freshworks, Fresh Team, anything. If they are preparing any particular products and selling into the market, then this is called as a product-based company. And if the based upon the client, they take the client requirement, and according to that requirement, they create that particular application and then giving it to the market, giving to the respective client, then this is called service-based company. As they are providing the service to the client, then these are companies are called as service-based companies. And product-based companies will always research on the market, and they will see that, hey, whether this is a need for the market or not. If it is a need, then they will create this particular product and then they will sell it into the market. So this is how the product-based companies will be created and the service-based companies will be there. And the people will be choosing, hey, when you wanted to go and join the service-based company or into the product-based companies. So this is what the basic differences between a product and the project. See, I'll give you some more layman examples so that you can remember this one for a longer time. Now, example, there is a function in your house. Now, when you have a function, directly you can go for a sweet shop and buy the sweet shops from the sweets from that particular sweet shop. So the products are available in a sweet shop directly. I can go and get that particular sweets. I need 5 kilos of the sweet, and then you can come back and then you can serve. Else, what you can do is you can order that and prepare that particular sweets. Example that, hey, I have all old people are coming for this particular function. So can I have less sugar for this particular sweet? It not too much sweet. So reduce the sugar in this one and do with the jaggery. So now when you're saying these particular requirements and then getting created, so then this would be the project. Means you're giving the specific requirements to the vendor and asking them to prepare for you. Then this is called as a project. And when you're directly buying something from the market based upon the requirement, then that is called the product. So that is how the product and then project is differentiated. And accordingly, the companies also divided into this particular sector. Okay. So tomorrow, what I wanted you people to do is, so there is a video which is differences. What are the different type of applications we have it? Okay. So different type of applications, and then what is verification and the validation. So you will be having all your videos here. So you can just go and then see this particular videos and then come back. As I told you, this would be not like a regular session. I wanted you people to participate more and more, and you need to answer this one. So now if you see here, we will be having the manual testing concepts, right? So in this particular manual testing concepts, so here you can see the different type of applications. If you see the video number 8, we'll talk about this one. Different type of applications. It's just a 10 minutes of video. You're seeing this one, right? This particular 10 minutes of video is very, very important. So just you see this one and then come back for tomorrow. And even we'll be talking about roles in the Sdlc that we will talk later. But at least you just watch this particular video and then come for tomorrow. Okay. I'll be just pinging that particular thing into your chat. So you can take that from your chat group and then you can just go through that and then come back. Yes, we are very serious about this. If you're not going through this, we will be, we'll be asking the questions and we'll be monitoring it. So please make use of this particular opportunity and then use it. Okay. Any more questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I am telling another simple example for project and product.